very special brother, an American hero, who's with us tonight to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. This story already contains one miracle and may contain two. The second miracle will be if I can get through it without losing my composure. January of 2006, I was privileged to conduct the initiation of the fall 2005 pledge class, New Chapel, University of Georgia. Many great things came out of that initiation. One, the revitalization and fresh life into a grand old chapter that would later go on to win a rocket award. Secondly, a meeting that led to a friendship that would last a lifetime. During that initiation, I had the privilege to dub as a Knight of the Legion of Honor a young man from San Antonio, Texas, kind of a slightly built, about 145-pound guy, who, over the next 4 years, went on to go from that slightly built 145-pound young man to 185 pounds of screaming steel and an Army Airborne Ranger. He served as our rush chairman, as our lieutenant commander. While everyone else in the chapter was spending their summers in worthwhile internships, maybe just taking some time off, he spent his summers learning to jump out of airplanes, helicopters, complete Ranger School and win the coveted Ranger tab, participate in exercises to train him to lead special warfare and special operations missions. After he graduated, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant out of the ROTC program. Began to prepare for his first combat deployment. He deployed later on in 2009 and was promoted to first lieutenant. And as all good first lieutenants do, he led from the front. The Grand Chapter in Boston on July 6, 2010, in my speech, I called attention to our warrior knights, our young brothers who at the time were in Afghanistan and Iraq. And I asked a few things. I asked that God watch over those warrior knights and bring them back to safety. And that when they return, that their chapters would stand with pride and give these young men the hero's welcome that they so rightly earned. And that's how we left Boston on July 6th, with that message and with that word in mind. About 32 days later, Sunday afternoon, we'd been to church, we'd gone to lunch, came home, checked my emails, and this is what I saw. Past Commander Clayton Cox. I write with a heavy heart to tell you that our brother and alumnus Bobby Woods was wounded today in Afghanistan while on patrol. Few details are known except that he's in critical condition, and we're doing our best to stay abreast of his status. Please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. The next 72 hours for us was a very trying time. It was hard to get information. But then when the information started to trickle out, it was clear that a miracle had taken place. Bobby, leading from the front, was shot by a Taliban sniper. Shot in the head. Bullet entered Bobby's head, above his left eye, fragmented in many pieces, blew away part of his skull. Here's where the miracle starts. Bobby fell to the ground after that shot, and he got back up after taking a shot to the head. Bullet fragments in his brain. Closest man to Bobby was his radio operator. Bobby told his radio operator, if you tell anybody I've been shot, I'm going to kill you. I need my troops to stay calm. Bobby organized a counterattack, beat back the Taliban forces while taking heavy casualties with his own men. After the smoke had subsided, Bobby called in air medevac. Air lifted out all his wounded, but refused to be medevaced himself, insisted to be taken out by ground. It was that point when he lapsed into unconsciousness. Bobby was treated first at a field hospital. He was flown to Kuwait for transport and transferred to Germany, where he was supposed to meet another military transport flight to the United States. The air traffic schedules had gotten a little bit Bobby finally recovered. Doctors initially said Bobby will never speak. Bobby will never see. Bobby awoke, surprised at all. He could see. He could speak. Doctor said, well, that's one thing. That's a good start, but he's going to require 24 months of extensive rehabilitation. True Army Ranger form. Bobby Woods finished that 24 months in 4 months. Bobby has received many accolades. He's been honored by a joint resolution with the Georgia State House and Senate. He's appeared in regional, national, and international media. But one of the first things Bobby will tell you is that he's thankful for his brothers in Sigma Nu fraternity, who he knew were praying for him during that time. That's where we were in Atlanta for Bobby's ceremony at the state capitol. Some other shots there. One of the sponsors of the Senate resolution was Senator Bill Hammond, who's a member of our Beta Theta chapter at Alton. He's our state lieutenant governor. Several of us there with Bobby. Great day. Bobby Woods is an American hero. In Boston, I remember that charge that I gave everyone that look after our warrior knights. When they return, we should stand with pride and give them the hero's welcome they've so rightly earned. This chapter did that for them in May of 2011, and now it's our turn. Let's give a grand chapter hero's welcome to Captain Bobby Wood. New chapter.
peer evaluations in every single phase from those men with return, you won't make it through. And that's something I learned in Sigma Nu and its endeavors and workings by working with those men, learning to communicate with those men, and take everyone into account and always put forth their maximum effort. More importantly, after training, I was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division and then deployed to Afghanistan. While we were there, we went to the very start, you could say the county more or less, where the Taliban started, the same town. And the only people operating there were a few of us from the 101st, less than 100 of us, as well as Special Forces and Ranger Battalion. We had more firefights than we had days in country. So to put that in perspective, it's an extreme level of attempting to survive and get through the days. But as Mr. Durham said, I was eventually hit with the first bullet in a firefight from a sniper at 450 meters, which is a tough road to recovery after you sustain an injury like that crushed my left eye socket, splintered off bones and bullet pieces into my brain and everything else. But more important than that was the road to recovery. I developed through multiple stages of maturity. I started out more or less as a small child, adolescent, got to the teenage years, which I think sent my dad crazy in a day. I'm not really sure how my mom did it the first time around for a few years. And on from there. And some people will tell you I've matured into a grown man, and some others maybe not, but I try not to grow up too fast in general, so I'll take whichever one of those they want to throw at me. But more importantly than any of that is the process and the support I've had from Sigma Nu. From the very start all the way up through now. It's non-stop every day. When I was still in the ICU on medicine that kept me sedated, just hoping for my survival, I had brothers come visit me. When I woke up, I had even more brothers come visit me. One of my closest fraternity brothers bought me an entire poster that was signed by the active chapter, as well as all my closest fraternity brothers along the way. They mailed it around and everything else to get it signed and brought it up to me. After that, I came down for initiation at the active chapter, just expecting to go to initiation and see some of our brothers. Our pledges become brothers. And even the active chapter there gave me a poster of our founding that was signed on the back by all the active members. It's just been an incredible process. And last and probably, or not last, but most importantly, they had me honored by the Georgia State House and Senate. And this was spearheaded by a man and his peers that I recruited into Sigma Nu along the way, which just makes you understand that you're giving back to those men who come after you, and not just yourself, not just the Rock chapter for this year or anything else. You're constantly trying to improve your men and your people every year. And it was quite an experience, to say the least. You walk into any house or state House and Senate meeting, and it's organized chaos at the very best. No one ever stops talking or anything else. But when they gave the award to me, the entire House and Senate both fell to absolute silence. And it was truly incredible. They said it was one of the biggest crowds they'd ever seen, and that crowd was brothers from my fraternity, including Regent Durham, as well as men from other chapters as well who came to see me honored. It was a true source of pride for my family and for my fraternity. And now I continue to try and work for others in the same way. I'm continuing to work with the Wounded Warrior Project to push through legislation for the traumatically brain injured in D.C. And where I literally get back from this Saturday, pack my new clothes, and leave Sunday to go meet with senators next week to try and push through the last of that to account for better treatment for those men who come after us. But you all may have joined this fraternity for a million different reasons.